Thank you all for sending questions for the Tuesday Q&A. If you guys have questions for me, description box down below with all the details on how you can send them. Snowdrop asks, what do you consider to be the greatest superhero movie of all time? Ooh, good question. For me personally, I think the greatest superhero movie of all time would have to be X-Men Days of Future Past. I think X-Men Days of Future Past was fucking phenomenal. This movie had me on the edge of my seat. You know, even though I knew that people would be fine at the end of the movie because they were going to the past to stop the Sentinels, those Sentinel battles were as brutal as I wanted them to be. When you first heard that the Sentinels were going to be in this movie, I said, I better be seeing some mutants dying. I better see mutants freaking getting their asses kicked because Sentinels mean business. And boy, did they fucking deliver on that. They delivered with the Sentinels here in this movie. And I just love the writing. I love the interaction between future Charles Xavier and past Charles Xavier. I loved how this movie focused more on Charles and Magneto instead of just, oh, it's Wolverine #8. You know what I'm saying? This was a well-written movie. I enjoyed myself watching it, and it got me excited for X-Men Apocalypse to see what that universe is going to do now against, you know, one of the greatest mutants of all time in Apocalypse. So I love Days of Future Past. I also think it has one of the best scenes in superhero movie history. I mean, fucking A, that Quicksilver scene. If you don't enjoy that, you have no sense of fun in you. If you do not enjoy that Quicksilver scene where he's in the kitchen and he slows down time and he moves all the bullets and time in the bottle hits. So to me, Days of Future Past is the best superhero movie. Second would have to be The Dark Knight. Then afterwards, 3 and 4, it always splits back to me between Spider-Man 2 or Iron Man 1. Those two, I feel like, were just really, really well-written movies that I really enjoyed. And then 5, I would probably put Avengers or Guardians. Depends on how you view it. But yeah, so there's my top 5 if you were interested, my man. Let's see. Chris Stark asks, how would you repackage Fandango? At this point, I would drop, you know, the whole dancing gimmick. And, you know, it's funny because they have that movie ticket service called Fandango. I would make it where Fandango's more like a movie guy now. I would have him come out with movie characters. I think that would be something interesting for Fandango. I mean, since, you know, they have that Fandango box office thing that a lot of people like to use. It's a popular app on phones. It's a popular website nowadays for movies. Why not have it where you have Fandango just come out, imitate other movie characters, talking about how he sells tickets, or have it where Fandango claims he's the owner of that website. I'm pretty sure the WWE can just send an email or say, hey, we'll pay you some royalty fees for, you know, Fandango saying that he's the owner or something. I mean, just saying. I think that is the best way to repackage Fandango at this point because, in all honesty, the dancing gimmick, I think it's done. Like, there's nothing interesting about it. His theme song is not as over as it was after WrestleMania 29. So really, to be honest, get rid of the dancing gimmick, find something different with Tim, but keep it on the entertainment side of things. Like, because I think Johnny Curtis, he's a perfect comedy type of character. So I would either have him do like that, you know, movie type of gimmick, you know, saying something related to that Fandango website that, you know, makes you buy movie tickets. Or what I also would do is make Fandango, you know, kind of like the comedy character inside the Authority. Because, like I said, I think Johnny Curtis is a funny guy. I feel like something missing from the Authority is like a funny comedy type of character, kind of like a Rockstar Spud was in TNA. So why not? So that's how I would repackage Fandango off the top of my head. Uh, Derek asked, what did you think of the Survivor Series 2004 main event? Oh, I loved it. Randy Orton beating Edge and Triple H in that glorified handicap match? Nah, it was actually a good 4-on-4 between those men, and it was fine. I don't understand the whole Maven heroic run-in. I mean, he didn't do shit. Like, he just came in and got eliminated, so I don't understand why you had to build up Maven coming back out for the match, but it was a fine match. It's not my favorite Survivor Series main event, but it was fine for what it was. Let's see. Oh, no, Johnny Russo. That's not a question Johnny Russo is asking. Lace Up Graveyard asks, who do you think is going to be the biggest new star of the next era? Depends on how the WWE books it. You know, there's a difference between what I think and what the WWE thinks. I think the WWE thinks they feel Roman Reigns is the next big star. To me personally, I think it's Dean Ambrose. So since you're asking what I think and not what the WWE thinks, Dean Ambrose. He just has charisma. He has connectability with the fans. He's spontaneous. He's good television. So I would definitely say Dean Ambrose. But even though I may think he'll become the next big star, doesn't necessarily mean it will happen because, it's all based on WWE booking at the end of the day. Little Fish asks, have you ever played Retro City Rampage on PSN? Retro City Rampage, is that with the monkey, the wolf, and the Godzilla-looking creatures? Is that Retro City Rampage? I don't download a lot of PSN games, Little Fish. I'm just gonna be dead honest here. But if you're talking about that game with the monkey, the gorilla, and not the gorilla, the wolf and the lizard, then yeah, I've played that game before when it was on the original PlayStation, not on PSN. I think that's the game you're talking about. I can remember off the top of my head. Bill Bradford asks, if you became a wrestler and you could have a club, who would you want in it from past or present wrestlers, and what would you name it? Oh, it would be the Chillin' with Chase Club. And in it would be the Almighty Hulkster brother, because that's fucking ego as it is, Triple H dude, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and just to piss off the IWC, John Cena. That would be the Chillin' with Chase Club. It would be me as the de facto leader, Hulk Hogan as my main guy that I would shove to the top, Triple H as my guy that I used to feud with other guys, Shawn Michaels as my good performer, Bret Hart just for hilarity's sakes of Bret and Shawn arguing, and John Cena just so that way he can learn his place and be the redheaded stepchild like Sheamus is in the Breakfast Club. So that's what I would do. That would be my club. Bill Bradford. Reed19 asks, what should Ryback do now that he's back? Be a fucking babyface? Feud with Rusev? Make him actually a good character again? That's what they should do with Ryback since he's back. Because, maybe I don't like that's the only thing I can think of on top of my head that they brought him back to feud with Rusev. I mean, because Ryback was a monster at one point, and to stop a monster, you should face him with a monster. And Ryback is still a believable guy. I mean, the dude is built like a fucking Mack truck. How can you not believe Ryback couldn't beat Rusev or had a chance at beating Rusev? So really, to be honest, just make him a babyface. Don't turn him heel stupidly for dumb dick reasons, and keep him on the right track to face Rusev. That's what I would do with Ryback since he's back. Redwood316 asks, what do you think of Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness gimmick back in 1998? One of the more underrated Taker gimmicks. The Ministry of Darkness Taker doesn't get as much love as it should. I think during at that time, a lot of people were loving Austin. The Rock was coming into his own. Triple H was coming into his own. So it's kind of like Undertaker, even though he was in the main event scene, it was just kind of like, it's like, we've seen you before, Taker. Step aside. Let these new guys shine. And, I really liked that gimmick. His fucking entrance with the humming and then the freaking guitar riff was fucking sick. I felt that was one of Undertaker's more underrated gimmicks. I wasn't a big fan of the Ministry of Darkness faction. I'll just be honest here. I didn't really care for it all that much. But definitely the gimmick that he had, it worked. And I really did like it. Really underrated by The Undertaker. Clarkson Lopez asks, could you name me any changes that WWE has made in the last 5 years creatively? Oh, nope. I honestly can't because they haven't really changed anything creatively. I mean, if you look at the past 5 years, the IC title still sucks. The US title still sucks. Tag team division still sucks. The WWE Championship scene is still John Cena's title scene. So, no, I can't name you anything creatively that WWE has changed. I mean, if you were asking me, can I name you things that WWE has changed overall, I could say new superstars, but that's it. But creatively, they haven't changed much, man. They really haven't. Still the same dudes on top being booked the same exact way. Mid-card being booked the same exact way. You get that glimmer of hope like, oh, this guy's champion. It's going to mean something again. And then that dude loses it and goes nowhere with afterwards. And the belt goes nowhere afterwards. So, yeah, I can't, man. I really can't name you anything creatively that WWE has changed in the past 5 years. Great question, Carson Lopez. Jake Loomis asked, if I told you 10 years ago, back in 2004, that Chris Benoit was crazy and was going to kill his family 3 years ago, then would you believe me? Oh, hell no. I would not believe you that Chris Benoit would kill his family, man. Because really, to be honest, dude, he was hugging his wife and his kids after WrestleMania. You telling me this nice guy, this nice quiet guy was going to kill his family? I would not believe you whatsoever. I would call you crazy. I'd be like, you from the future, Jake. You crazy. Benoit would never do that. So, yeah, man, I would not believe you whatsoever. Josh Chambers asked, do you think that Alex Riley had main event potential? I like Riley. I really, really do think he's a very underrated talent right now in the WWE. It all depends on how the WWE would book him, but based on his size and as his athleticism in today's WWE, yeah. In today's WWE, keyword there, today's WWE. I'm not saying like in the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era. I'm saying in today's PG era WWE. Yeah, Alex Riley had potential to be in the main event. Would he be a main eventer? That would be the next big star, the next John Cena, the next Randy Orton, be one of the faces of the company? No, but would he be a good guy to have in the main event scene, kind of like a Jack Swagger? He wins like a couple world titles or wins one world title, and then you can put him in pay-per-view feuds if you need a filler time. Yeah, I can see that with Alex Riley. So yeah, I could definitely. I saw some main event potential with him. He definitely had the crowd behind him. Riley definitely did have the crowd behind him. Miz did a good job getting the crowd to cheer for Alex Riley. It was just a follow by the WWE that just hurt Alex Riley, and especially Riley not being able to take jokes from John Cena. Slapnuts 2000 asks, what if Scott Steiner and Iron Sheik came to Raw one night to beat up Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and JBL? Then Scott Steiner says, give me the fucking mic. Then says, ladies and gentlemen, Pig Papa Pump and the Sheik are going to be your new commentary team from now on. I would like that, man, but I've been asked so many Scott Steiner and Iron Sheik commentary team questions, I mean, that it excites me, but not as much as it would. Now, if you were to tell me that Iron Sheik also pointed to the stage and then out came New Jack, Scott Steiner said that he is the new ring announcer and that he is going to fuck Lillian during the commercial breaks and that New Jack and the Iron Sheik were going to be the new commentators on Monday Night Raw, I would mark that. But Scott Steiner and Iron Sheik, I've been asked many questions. It would be epic to see Scott Steiner beat the crap out of those three. It would be great. But Scott Steiner, right now, he should be our ring announcer. Could you imagine Scott Steiner ring announcing for these people? Oh my god, it would be fucking hilarious. The Gochi Man asks, why hasn't the WWE built any new stars in the last 5 years and continue on relying on the same guys that have been on the top for a decade? It's called fear, afraid of change. Because here's the thing, you try to book a new guy and then all of a sudden that new guy doesn't really pan out also well. There has been some failures of people that they booked to the top. And they also know maybe if like these new guys go to the top, hell, maybe John Cena wants to fuck off and go do movies. Hell, maybe Randy Orton wants to fuck off and wrestle for another promotion. So they're afraid. They're basically afraid of losing what they have. Because they got burned so badly by Brock Lesnar that they could not recover. Brock Lesnar was going to be their next big guy, man. And he left them high and fucking dry. A lot of people who are mad at the WWE for some of their booking decisions should also be mad at Brock Lesnar because he is the main reason why the WWE is afraid of building new stars because, some guys, they're just too loyal. Cena and Orton, they're too loyal. They're not talented enough to do anything else, but they think they might be. And let's just say if Cena feels like, I'm not getting my top spot anymore, I'm going to leave. I don't care how much you hate John Cena. You wouldn't want to see a John Cena leave your company. I don't care how much you hate a Randy Orton. You wouldn't want to see a Randy Orton leave your company. And, you look at Dave Batista. Batista left with no problem. The WWE thinks like they can keep everyone under contract, but it's not true. Some people want to leave at some time. And so really, to be honest, it's just fear. It's fear that if you try something new and try something different, that these guys will tell you, no, I'm leaving. And especially if you look at the time when they pushed Cena and when they pushed Orton, Cena was only 27. Randy was only 24. You were banking that these guys were going to be around for the next 6 years. You were hoping that these guys would never leave you for fucking ever and burn you like Brock Lesnar did. That's why. And also, it's probably the company saying, hey, thanks. You guys didn't burn us as bad. We thought you guys would have been gone by now, but you guys stayed. Maybe it's the WWE just being loyal to Cena and Orton. Could be that case too, but yeah, that's one of the main reasons why. It's fear that, they are afraid that some guys may not pan out at the top, and also maybe fear that they could lose a Cena or Orton, if they do push new guys. Especially 5 years ago. If you look at 5 years ago, it's like, I don't think you would want to lose a John Cena or Randy Orton 5 years ago. Nowadays, it's fine. But 5 years ago, you thought the company is bad, but geez, you lose two of your top stars. 2009, around that time, fuck, you would have to be forcing Cody Rhodes in the title scene. Ugh. Triple H would have to come out semi-retirement. Jeff Hardy was leaving the company at the time. Oh God, that would just been bad. I'm sorry, man. That would literally like just hurt your product if you lost those two. So, but nowadays you can't afford to lose them. But like I said, I explained it earlier. Let's move on to the next question. Matt Gochi asks, have you ever watched the Disney Channel original movie Don't Look Under the Bed? If so, what did you think of it? No, I have not seen these Disney Channel original movies. Don't Look Under the Bed. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I watched it, man. I'm serious. I did not watch it. Seriously, is this a new Disney Channel movie or is it really, really old, man? Because I didn't start watching Disney Channel that much until like 2001, being honest here. Now, if you ask me what Luck of the Irish, now that's one of my fucking favorite Disney Channel movies. Or Get a Clue. Was it Get a Clue or Guess Who with the Lindsay Lohan movie? I can't remember the name of it at the time. Joe Juicy asks, what's your favorite and least favorite Disney Channel show? Oh, easy. Favorite Disney Channel show, Even Stevens. No questions asked. That Even Stevens movie was fucking amazing. Least favorite Disney Channel show? Fuck. I will have to say That's So Raven. I wasn't that big of a fan of That's So Raven. I like Corey in the House better. Such a shame that they didn't really finish that off, but I wasn't really that big of a fan of That's So Raven. Mr. Juicy asks, have you ever watched Are You Afraid of the Dark? If yes, what is your favorite episodes? I did watch Are You Afraid of the Dark as a kid, the Goosebumps show, but I can't remember episodes off the top of my head at this moment. Sorry, Mr. Juicy, I just can't. But I did like it. It was pretty cool. I remember there was this one, something under the bed, like, when the guy's talking about something under the bed, I remember Are You Afraid of the Dark of a creature underneath the bed, but I can't think of episodes off the top of my head. Jay Walker asks, if Vince McMahon told you to bend down and take it up the ass to become the top star and get paid way more than John Cena, would you do it? Well, John Cena does it, so why shouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? If John Cena does that on a daily basis, sure, why the fuck not? I only have to do it once, and then all of a sudden I get the top star treatment, and I'm getting paid more than Cena for fucking sure. Great fucking question. Great question, Jay. Great fucking I mean, come on, man. That's easy shit, man. Just, if Cena, Orton, all these other top guys do weird sexual things for Vince and Pat Patterson, I would do it once just to get paid as much as them. For fucking sure. Especially, take it in my situation here, Jay. I'm a 21-year-old college student with barely any money on him. I would definitely take it up the ass by Vince McMahon forever how long it is to get paid a 7-figure guaranteed $4 million contract and to be the top guy in the WWE. Oh, fuck yeah. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Great fucking question, though, Jay. I loved it. Real Heel asks, do you think fans would still complain about the WWE if it was the Attitude Era was still alive? Oh, fuck yes. I always said this, like, if the Attitude Era was around with the IWC, we would be just as bitchy. We would be just as complaining because the Attitude Era, it's definitely a generational thing. It really, really is. Like, if you grew up, like when I grew up, you think the Attitude Era is the shit because you were a little kid at the time and you weren't thinking of all these storylines or plot holes or anything like that. You were just enjoying what the fuck you were seeing on your TV. But if you're someone like, who grew up during the golden era, you don't really like the Attitude Era that much because, you like the simplicity that wrestling used to have back in the 80s and the 90s. And, once it got into the new generation era, you were kind of like, if you grew up in the 80s, it's kind of like you didn't like the Attitude Era that much because it really wasn't your cup of tea. You're a little bit older. Not only that, you noticed all the plot holes. You knew wrestling was a work. But if you were like a kid like me who thought wrestling was real and you thought this shit was amazing, like, of course you're going to like the Attitude Era. But, for sure, if the IWC was around during the Attitude Era, fuck yeah. You would get people going like, I hate Stone Cold. Why is he always on top? Why does he always have to bury talent? Triple H, he would be our guy. Triple H, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit would be the IWC favorites. I'm being dead serious. We would get sick and tired. Oh, another Stone Cold and Rock match? How original WWF. We would bitch about the TLC matches. Yeah, it was a great match, but seriously, I don't know why Edge and Christian had to win again. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, fans would complain during the Attitude Era days. I mean, it doesn't matter. If the internet was around, you know, during any era of wrestling, fans would find some way, somehow to complain. And, you know, it's their opinion to complain or not to complain. So, yeah, definitely fans would complain, man. Oh, especially, could you imagine if, like, Kane's one-day title reign happened in the Attitude Era and we had the internet? Oh, could you imagine the fucking videos of people, like, cursing out Austin for burying Kane? Oh, God, that'd be terrible. John Cool asked, do you think Daniel Bryan looks like a hobo, an elf, or a garden gnome? Because one of the main reasons why I'm not the biggest Daniel Bryan fan is based off the way he looks. Agreed. My friend, who is a casual fan, doesn't understand why people like a guy like Daniel Bryan, but will shit on guys like Ryback and Roman Reigns who look like main event stars. Man, John Cool, you sound like you have the same friend that I do, because my friend does not understand why people love Daniel Bryan. He calls him like Stone Cold, not even light, Stone Cold G-rated. He's like, there's nothing cool about Daniel Bryan. This yes thing, he doesn't get it. And I think it's more or less like Daniel Bryan does look like a hobo. And I just feel like his appearance, like, I don't know how it's appealing. I don't know how people like him. Like, I get it. The dude can wrestle. I'm not denying that fact. But it's just like, how can you like this guy? How can you be proud that he's your champion? I mean, that's just me. If you're going to tell a casual fan, oh, you got to watch wrestling, who are you going to show them first? A Daniel Bryan or a John Cena? I'm being real here. I mean, you could show them a Daniel Bryan match and they may think it's kind of cool, but really, to be honest, you would rather show them a car crash match that John Cena was in. You would rather show them a ladder match with John Cena and Randy Orton, or a John Cena freaking Bray Wyatt last man standing match. I mean, really, to be honest, like Daniel Bryan's like you say like, oh yeah, he's my champion. It's kind of like, that dude, your champion. I mean, CM Punk, at least he looked cool. CM Punk looked cool with all the tattoos. He was a little bit edgy. You know, he had the piercings and shit like that. You could say, okay, that guy looks like a badass. Daniel Bryan, it's like, like really? You're proud this guy's our champion? Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, I know a lot of people know I'm not the biggest Daniel Bryan fan in the world, but it's like, if he cleaned up a little bit and looked a little bit more serious and not look like a little hobo, it would work. It would help him a lot more. Just saying. So, but yeah, man, I totally agree with you. I think one of the main reasons why I don't like Daniel Bryan is because of his appearance, because he's kind of embarrassing, dude. You just look at him and you're like, ah. Like I said, like with CM Punk, at least he looked cool. Like Daniel Bryan, like there's nothing cool about him. Seriously, besides he can wrestle a good match, I don't see what's super cool about Daniel Bryan. I also don't see anything cool about John Cena, but you get the idea. You would rather show your friends, and like you said, you would rather show your friends a Roman Reigns or a Ryback for sure. I would show my friends a Ryback. My friends digged Ryback when he was on top. Greg Toomer asked, "What if John Cena went to TNA?" Oh, fuck. Well, he would win the TNA title like 5 different times. It would make TNA a little bit interesting because they're getting someone on the caliber of John Cena. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be interested to see what the hell Cena's going to do on the Impact Zone. But other than that, I don't think it would make that much of a big impact. I think it would be like one of those things that's cool for like 3 to 4 months, and then afterwards, when we know that it's going to be like how it was during the WWE days, you're just like, nah, I've seen enough. So, yeah. Final Limits asks, what if Ambrose later on turns heel again and joins Bray Wyatt as the new member of the Wyatt family? I know they split up, but whatever. Oh, that could be interesting. That'd be a good dynamic. Maybe if this was like a second feud between Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose, you get what I'm saying, Final Limits? Like, not do it right now, but let's just say a couple years down the line, you're doing another Shield match, the Shield are reunited. Bray Wyatt is hinting that he's reforming a new Wyatt family. You know, it's a completely new Wyatt family. It's like screw Luke Harper, screw Eric Rowan. And then afterwards, you had it where, you know, Dean Ambrose ends up being that one new member of the Wyatt family type of deal. So, yeah, it could work. It'd be a cool concept, but not now. Maybe a couple years down the line, like I said. But yeah, I actually like that idea. I think that'd be actually pretty cool and pretty interesting. You know, well, like I said, in a couple years, just don't do it now. Bubblegum flavored steroids asks, will Ryback the big guy get pushed since he's returning as a face? Oh, you bet your ass he is. I mean, WWE, we all know they love their baby faces. And by the way, Ryback's getting his reaction. The fans are loving him right now. Oh yeah, he's getting pushed as a babyface, and I'm fucking happy. I love Ryback. Y'all know I love Ryback. I know a lot of fans are shocked that I say that. Like, how can you like Ryback? But you guys know, if you've been watching my channel since 2012, I was big on Ryback. I was one of the only motherfuckers that defended this guy getting the WWE Championship match. I was one of the only motherfuckers that was saying this guy should have been champion. I was defending the big guy. I was the only motherfucker here on YouTube getting pissed off that Ryback was driving to the Shield every week. So I love the big guy. I love Ryback. So you know what? I hope he does well as a babyface. Shiroro asks, has Total Divas ruined Paige's career since she will be on the next season? And will you watch that crazy bitch dare? Yeah, I would watch Paige on Total Divas. I don't know. This season did not make me really excited for next season. I think like the only thing I'm excited for next season was I was reading like the preview that they had, and apparently Natalia moves into John Cena's house, and John Cena is allergic to cats. That sounds fucking hilarious. But I don't think Total Divas has ruined Paige's career. Let's keep in mind, people, Paige is only 22. She has a bajillion years and wrestling years to make up for whatever mistakes the WWE has done with her. Now, if anything, it's a good business move on Paige's behalf. Would I want her not to be on Total Divas? Absolutely. But hell, if she's going to make more money out of this helps her get more mainstream exposure. You know, it just helps Paige out. Good on her. Paige made a smart business move on her behalf. That's all I really got to say about it. But it's just like, you know, just let's not forget she's 22 years old. Like, I totally agree that WWE has dropped the ball on her, and they have really made her disinteresting, and they will have to do a lot of damage control to make her interesting again. But, you know, she's still fucking young. She's 22. She will be able to rebound, I believe, because I think she's still very talented, and I don't think we have seen the best Paige on the main roster yet. I think we've been seeing like a vanilla light Paige, and that's not to be referencing her skin. I'm being dead honest here. I think we've seen a vanilla light version of Paige on our television sets, and we will see the real deal thing probably in the years to come as she matures within the company. Loner Low asks, what they made GTA game called GTA Ryback Feed Me More. Ryback rules. My N-word. Curtis Axel's your main homie. Paul Heyman's like the lone shark that doesn't fucking pay you back. CM Punk is that asshole that doesn't want to get it, that doesn't want to help you out. John Cena's that gravedigger that tries to bury you. That'd be fucking awesome, man. Good idea. And Nintendo Fanboy 1998 ends the Q&A asking if WWE had a costume-themed episode where they dressed wrestlers in video game hero and villains costumes, what wrestlers would dress as what video game characters? Bitch. Why are you calling me a bitch at the end of the question? That's not nice. I'm taking my time and dedication to answer this question. You call me a bitch, Nintendo Fanboy? Come on, man. But anyways, I'm not going to name the whole roster. That would just take up way too much time. Randy Orton as Solid Snake. That'd be fucking sick. Seth Rollins as Liquid Snake. I'll put Seth Rollins as Liquid. No, you know what? Seth Rollins? He's like a Final Fantasy character. So I'll find a Final Fantasy character that fits him. Yeah, I'll find some Final Fantasy character. He'd definitely be a Final Fantasy character. Dean Ambrose would be Little Mac from Mike Tyson's Punch Out, because he reminds me of Little Mac with the tank top. Bray Wyatt. What would Bray Wyatt be? Bray Wyatt would be like a motherfucker from BioShock. He'd be like a guy that, like, you know, like wears a suit, freaking like introduces you to Rapture. So yeah, Bray Wyatt would be some motherfucker from BioShock. Cena. We'll get back to him later. Triple H would be like Sephiroth. Yeah, I'd make Triple H Sephiroth, man. Can you imagine Triple H coming out to that Sephiroth theme? Be fucking sick. Let's get some divas. Can't think of. You know what? Cena can be Glacier, because that'd be fucking hilarious. Or Sub-Zero. It's still Glacier. Trying to think of more, man. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah, I can't. What would Roman Reigns be? What could Roman Reigns be? Roman Reigns could be like a dude from Infamous. Yeah, I see Roman Reigns being like a villain from Infamous, like has rock powers and shit. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Well, thank you all very much for sending in questions for the Tuesday Q&A. If you guys have more questions for me, don't forget I also do a Friday Q&A. If you guys like this video, go check out the other videos on my channel, my Raw review and my Hell in a Cell reviews that I did earlier this week. Comment down below your thoughts on any of the questions. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOver68. I'll see you all next time. Peace.